to radio, the remix in your soul. Indie beats and killer comedy, taking control. Got that rhythm, got that wit, a perfect blend from the start of the show till the very end. Spinning tracks, you never thought.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio's The Remix. Yes, it's the remix. We are here today with my co-host, Anthony. Hello,
Hey,
Anthony.
hey.
Are we having a good day?
We are. The dogs are being dogs, but we're having a good day. Well, today we are excited to welcome Brandon.
Hi.
Hey, Brandon. So you are a musician, and we are excited to get into your journey, listen later on to your new song, and talk about Visions. So back to you, Pam.
Thanks. Now, Brandon is also known as Of Visions. So we need to hear the story behind the name as well as discover who Brandon is. When did you discover when you wanted to sing or that you could sing?
I first started learning how to sing when I was playing guitar in high school. I had a journal that I wrote. I was moving around a lot when I was young. I went to two different high schools, and during that second time, I just started writing a lot, reflecting on the life around me. I missed my friends, but I moved for family reasons. So writing helped me a lot. And then I just met some other musician friends and learned to play guitar. And I began practicing, I think it was Time of Your Life by Green Day, and singing and playing guitar. And I was like, oh, this sounds awesome. And it's so fun and it feels so good. And I just decided to take some of my journal writings and putting it to guitar because I was, learning guitar, and it just felt so special. And I felt that magic of songwriting. And there is a special feeling you get when you put words that come from your heart to music. There's a special feeling there. And I was hooked. And I've been writing ever since, been in bands. And this newest band, Of Visions, it's a product of just kind of me. I just kind of wanted all elements of me. And it started as a side project. And, some bands can be, we need to sound this way. We need to write, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen in bands.
Yeah, right.
Which is great, which is fine. I love that camaraderie. But there's also like restraints within that kind of dynamic as a musician, as there's a little bit of restraint. So this is just kind of a freedom place. I want to talk about self-help. I want to talk, have my love songs. I want to talk about like just everything in this project. And I'm doing that.
Did you have a clear sound and vision in mind, or has it evolved? And can you talk a little bit about the evolution of your personal sound in general?
It's a really good question. I've learned that comes from discovery. I think that's a lot of people ask me how you get into music. Talented people. You see so many talented people sing wonderfully, but I've learned that's why I'm so big on the songwriting. That's literally from you. You're not copying anything. Covers are great and fun too, but like I think that's an entryway. I think songwriting really helps you discover your sound, back to your question, and that's what it did for me. Just putting songs out there like, oh wow, I can harmonize with myself. I can sing this way. You know what I mean? That's a big part of the sound. Layering, it's like what the song needs. This is another thing I think is so important. The song will speak to you. Songs speak to you.
Yeah.
What is this music trying to tell you? And then when you find those words, and then it all comes together with how should I sing those words? It's a big puzzle, and it's an amazing journey. Like when it's all said and done, it's an amazing final product. It's just an amazing piece of art, I should say, our art form.
Absolutely. And, let me preface my next question with I grew up with the band Kiss. So I am not,
Oh,
finding
yeah. Cool.
this makeup stuff new. Okay. I grew up with the big hair bands of the 80s, and they all
Yeah.
wore makeup and stuff like that. And it doesn't bother me one bit. I love their music and love who they
Cool.
are and their vision. Now, when did you decide to start wearing makeup? And is this something that is going to be like all the time? Because I love your face without it as well. So let me just say that.
Oh, thank you. That's a great question. And hell yeah, Kiss rocks.
Yeah.
Greatest rock band in the world. That came about just by me coming up with trying to come up with some visuals for the music, because I do have a very it was a combination of things, because I'm very inspired by Robert Smith from The Cure, and he did a lot of the makeup with the lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
And also I was inspired by The Crow, and it transpired by me wanting to come up with. I first wanted to just do it for my song. What song did I release it with? I first did it with a song called "Hypnotized," and the song is very kind of uplifting, kind of power pop, and I love that. And I think the best art has contrasts of darks and lights. So that song is very light, and it has slight dark undertones. But I'm like, I want to edgy it up. I want to get it a little bit darker. And I'm like, Robert Smith kind of does that with his love songs. He has his creepy face paint, and he's singing love songs. And I love that contrast. It just added a dark element to the song that I loved, kind of like Tim Burton-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just felt like me anyway, because and it just kind of transpired into, well, this is a way for me to embrace kind of my dark side, but it's like, it doesn't have to be scary. And I think that might help people as well. With all our different sides in this world, it kind of transpired into that kind of realm where there's beauty in darkness, and it's different. It's being different than what we're used to in society, and it just fits so many realms that I was passionate about. And I love doing both. You said you like it without as well. You like me without it as well. I like it. I like it both. It represents having embracing a different side of you. So I like not just it all being the makeup. I like having the makeup and not having the makeup.
So I'm gonna break my next question into two parts. Following up on what you're saying here, are the visuals always there, or is there a point where they start to come in when you are, bringing the writing into creating the music and, then mixing it for the single? And what has been the biggest turning point for you as an independent artist?
That's a good question. I think I've learned to. It just happens naturally now, because it's so important to have the imagery. I think, it comes with music. It's like, it's just a part of it, the imagery with the music.
Yeah.
And I think we're always naturally, as artists, you guys, you both are very into music. I'm sure you understand visuals as well with the music. It kind of just hits. I don't really contrive it. It kind of just hits me, and I've learned to go with it. I think I used to be that way, where a little programmed and choreographed, and I've learned to just go with it. And those are usually the best moments. And again, that all comes from like practice, letting go, not controlling the art, letting the music guide you, letting the visuals guide you. You can still have your heart and soul in there, but I think the more freedom you give it, the more like specialness, and that the more special it is, the more exciting it is, and I think that resonates more anyway. I think people can feel when something's contrived and written and storyboarded.
Yeah.
Like I've just learned to like have one hand on the wheel and one hand off and see what can happen. But
So
still, it has to come from sorry to cut you off. It still has to come from a place of me, though, a truth. It still has to feel like this is part of my heart. I do want to do this. It has to feel like I want to do this in the art.
Yeah, and I think that's when the artist really becomes the artist, when they stop trying to force a vision and they let the vision expand through the creation. So what's been the
Yeah.
biggest turning point for you, as an independent artist and putting yourself out there this way?
That's a good question. Um, I feel like there's so many aspects of, I feel like there's always a turning point in a sense of like, there's always something new to explore. That's another reason why I love like the music world. I couldn't give it up. There's moments, I'll just pivot really quick. There's moments where I thought I can't do this anymore. Having bad experiences, along the way in the industry, or off-putting experiences, fighting with musicians about songs and what to do. There's a lot of you have to go through a lot of struggles to be in this in this world. So to your point, I couldn't give it up. I love it. And the biggest turning point I would say is finding the music that I want to write and put out, and like not caring what anyone else thinks. Just finally being free with that. That's kind of why I'm doing it on my own. I'm just like, I just want to do this on my own, see what I can do without any voices coming at me and telling me what to do. Because I don't care who you are in this industry, you're getting people telling you what to do, like persuading you. So that's been the biggest turning point, I would say. Listening to me, my heart and soul, and putting out the art that I truly want to put out.
Awesome.
Well, what keeps you motivated during those moments when the independent grind, so to speak, gets tough?
Again, I think I've just learned to like just keep that feeling of writing and putting something out is a drug. So just trying to maintain putting out art and creating, just trying to maintain creating, and doing things differently. I think it's very important to do things differently. I think of like David Bowie. You're always, it's still you, but let's change up the vibe. Let's, just being open to creativity and collaborations. I do love working with people, meeting new producers, meeting new art directors, people who have visions for the music videos. Just being open, that it helps. Not being closed off, being open and believing in what you're doing, and just being true to yourself.
You mentioned Bowie, and Bowie was known for what he called dressing up the recording studio. He would, turn it into a stage. What does a creative session, studio session look like for you? And has it changed since you started?
That's a good question. I do love neon lights in the studio. That is funny. That's a good question. I do like vibes. I do love vibes in the studio. I think that's why I like going to different studios and meeting different producers who have different energies. I work with 2 solid producers now that are close friends. I love candles, and I do like the neon light thing. I like it to feel like a dungeon almost. So, and I love rehearsing. I do believe in rehearsing as well. Like I do love rehearsing the song as much as I can, so I'm not thinking about it, and then it's just like all like emotion, Mm-hmm. It's kind of like acting almost. You learn the lines where you don't see the lines anymore. And then it's just all emotion after that. So that's a big part of the recording process that I try to implement at all times.
Yeah, and that's, I think, primarily what people connect with in music is emotions, because we go to music depending on our mood, what we're going to listen to.
Yeah. That's true.
So, when you can bring that emotion through a song, you're going to connect more with your fan base. And speaking of which, you connect with your fans a lot on social media, and that is spectacular. Because a lot of people don't take the time. You're welcome. A lot of people don't take the time to do that. And I think that hurts them in some respect. Fans want to know that you hear them and that you appreciate them taking the time to make a comment on a post or on a song or whatever. And I know that you hold different question sessions, where you have people send in questions and then you answer them. How did that all start?
Well, thank you, first of all. Yeah, I love that. And as a fan of music myself, just as you both, I've always loved that. It's just, we love knowing more about the artists who are creating this music that we love. So I just like to be that person. I know what that's like. And yeah, that's connection, right? You just said it. That's a big part of being humans in this world, is connecting to other humans. So that's amazing. And becoming friends and all, sharing this joy for something that is touching us, on a deep level. The questions that just became about, I just thought that'd be a fun way to do it, because I was getting a lot of questions, and some of the same questions in my messages, and I just thought it would be fun. I just wanted to take it into my own hands and do it on my own, and I thought that felt personal as well, doing just like a video of myself and answering some of those questions. I just thought it would be fun. I am big on having fun, so if something sounds fun, that's another thing. I like having fun too, so I try to incorporate fun in my art world as well. And sometimes when it's fun, you can't really explain it. I think that's another wonderful channel to go down. If you're excited and having fun with something, you don't need an explanation. It's just enjoyment.
It's not work anymore. It's
Yeah.
communion. It's building that relationship in a different way. And first with the music, and now with the personal connection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it just seemed like something fun to do, and they can hear my voice, because it's all good things. It's like talking to them.
Yeah, it's and being able to reach a bunch of people, through a couple of targeted questions that have come in over and over again, or absolutely. So, you've been doing this for a while. Is there something you've learned along the way that you wish you learned earlier? And if so, what and why?
That's a good question. Wish I learned earlier. I would have to say, sometimes you do second guess. Sometimes you wait around. I don't know. Just, that's a good question. Is there something I wish I would have done? I mean, everything's part of the journey, right? For me to get to this point. But if there was something, I would just say, just listen to your heart more. Because again, the head, your head will play tricks on you, to the mind. And the life is bouncing out what your heart is telling you and what your mind is telling you. And sometimes I wish I would have just stuck true to what my heart was saying in moments, and not the mind, not my mind. But again, it's all part of my journey, and I'm really happy where I'm at now, and I do feel really happy and blessed. So everything had to happen for a reason for me to get to this point, to release this music.
That's great advice for people that are listening, that are thinking of starting, to do their own music and don't know what to do or how to do it, and that's a big piece of advice, that they need to listen to their heart over their mind most of the time, I would say, because we all do that in our life. We have second guessings, and usually I would say 99% of the time, when you're second guessing yourself, the first thought that you had was the right thought.
Exactly. Because the heart can't lie. That's why.
Right.
But sometimes the heart can take us into scary waters. That's why I think sometimes the mind is there to protect you, But so that's one big thing I've learned. And it's okay to listen to the heart. There might be something good there, and to explore. I'd say explore things more.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to explore new waters, but still be cautious. But just do it. That's the thing. Just do it. don't hold on to it.
Yeah, you'll never know unless you try. Now, if someone is discovering your music for the first time, which song should they start with and why?
You have some good questions.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, that's a dang. I don't know. I mean, that's another thing when you hear the song finalized, you're like, wow. Sometimes you don't realize how good or not so good it might come out, but okay, I would say Ballad for the Dreamers, because that's about following your dreams, and I think that's important for everyone.
Mhm.
That's one of my anthem songs. And then I love how My Dearest came out.
Oh,
It's
I
just
love
Mm,
very
that song
ethereal.
too. Yeah.
me
Yeah.
too. Yep.
You guys like that one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, definitely. One of my favorite.
Yeah, I love that one. Because what you guys were saying too, like how the songs came out, I was experimenting with cool sounds and ethereal sounds, and I was mixing like some cool synths and ethereal sounds within like punk. And I just love how that one came out. It has a perfect blend of that. And that one like wasn't forced. Again, back to not trying so hard. That one just came together so naturally. And yeah, I love how that one came out.
I'm throwing a bonus question in here. I love that you're so open with, how the creative process works for you. I'm curious, has there ever been I'm going to call it a bipolar song where you've had two different sort of visions of the song competing for, which was going to end up being the finalized version?
Yeah, that does happen. That does happen. There's a lot of back and forth because the goal is you want the song just to be the best it can be, but still be you and feel like this is something you're proud of and that you want it to be released and this is it. So there can be a lot of back and forth until you find it where it all just works. Are you asking me for a specific song, or have I experienced that?
How do you, and I'm guessing that the answer is going to be listen to your heart, but, how do you manage when there's multiple visions for a certain, piece that you're working on?
I would say take time. I step away from it, breathe, step away from it, feel it out a little bit, and then because sometimes you'll get a word will come to you or a new line like, wow, that fits better. That's it. A lot of it is the words. Like sometimes the music will guide you to find the right words, and that will happen. And I would just say, take a step back, breathe. You're right. Listen to your heart. I would listen to my heart. What is this? How? Because you're writing a story. A song is a story. So essentially, it's a little story in 3 minutes. So I would say stepping back, meditating, and I feel like it will eventually find you. If you believe in it, it will happen. If you believe the the final touches will come to you naturally. That's what I believe in. So, and it hasn't really failed me with that belief system.
So you're sharing with us today your latest release, and I love that it talks about the monster inside and sort of gives a voice to the voices. Tell us about this song and anything that inspired, or what you want folks to walk away after they've heard it feeling.
Yeah, this one was personal in my journals from about 4 years ago, and I haven't really explored because it is scary going to some of these dark sides and getting that vulnerable. And I really wanted to get one out. I had the words, I had the ideas in my head, and feeling alone. It's something most people have gone through. And I was at a low place in my life, and it essentially is one of those breaking point moments. And that's the heart and soul of the song, but still moving forward and being stronger from that dark moment is the biggest message I want to convey from it. But I think it's important to recognize, wow, I am. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
God.
I'm fucked up. Like I'm not okay. I think that's the first step. And a lot of people miss that. You can't find the light. You can't see your true self unless you say, I'm in a dark place right now. So literally saying those words will helped me, and I think that will help anyone where you are looking for a possibility, a growth moment, and that's kind of what the song is about. It's encapsulating all of those feelings and just life journey moments.
For our listeners, the name of the song is Kissing Death, which we will be playing after the interview portion is over. And Brandon, why don't you go ahead and share your social media and where they can find your music as well?
Cool. Yeah. Everyone, thanks for listening. Pam and Anthony, thank you for having me. This was awesome. And the newest song, guys, is Kissing Death. We're on all the platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I know a lot of people listen on YouTube, which is great for music throughout the world, because Spotify isn't in a lot of countries as well. But Of Visions, everything Of Visions, and we have a Z in there. It's Vizions, and yeah, come ask me some questions, and I'll answer them in the videos. And I love communicating with all the fans.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
He's there for you. He definitely, I mean, I watch his Instagram videos and stuff like that. And not only we get to enjoy all that music, but we get to enjoy Brandon as a person.
Aw, so sweet. Thanks, Pam.
You're
Can you
welcome.
tease for us what might be coming up next? Any new exciting projects or music that's going to drop?
Yeah, I have a couple more songs coming out for summer. Couple summer songs for sure, and then I want to put all the songs that I've kind of done the past 3 years, really 2 to 3 years, onto an album. So it'll be 12 songs, a 12-song album this year. I'm gonna release 2 more though that will be on the album as singles. You know, I kind of like to release singles, get them out of my system one at a time. And yeah, I'm still working on a title for the album.
Now, when you say album, are you putting out a vinyl and are you putting out CDs or both, or how are you going to go with this?
I would love to put out a vinyl. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be so fun.
I love that vinyls. I said this to another person that we interviewed. Vinyls are like my heart because that's what I grew up with. And when they went away, that killed me because it's not just something you throw on your record player to listen to the music. There is so much more. There's the art of the album cover itself, and then there's the inside, whatever the artist wants to express, and that would be both the artist that made the design and the artist that's singing the songs, you know. And so much more, and I love that it's making a comeback.
Yeah, same here.
I agree, 100%. And I think the music sounds better on vinyl. There's you're like, it's very immersive. I feel like you're inside. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the artist's heart more, just the world. It brings you into the world more, listening to vinyl.
Absolutely. Well,
Brandon,
I'm sorry, Anthony, did you have another question?
No, I was just going to say thank you so much for, being so vulnerable and giving us a really great interview.
This was awesome. Thank you both. This was great. You both are awesome.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Go check out those question and answer videos. They are awesome. And in just a few moments, you're going to hear him here. Pam, tell the folks where they can find us before we go to the song.
You can find us at Take Two Radio, and that's with the number 2, and Take Two Radio, the remix, which is what this interview is going to be on, as well as take2radio.com. There's an embedded player there, and you can go there and listen to all of the interviews. Otherwise, you can find them on any of the platforms that you stream your podcasts on.
And for more about me and a couple of other podcasts that I'm involved in, you can go to www.anthonycorona.com. So let's dive right into Kissing Death.
Crush my chest until I can't breathe. This is the end, there's nothing left in me. The remnants of the broken past. I'll surrender my heart for life to last. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. These creatures in my head. Sometimes I feel like you're better off dead. Dancing with my demons, going down the wrong way. I feel like a monster in my head. Every night there's darkness in my brain. I'm sick of the screaming, I'm going insane. Through the dark I'll start to